Anthony Davis did not play last night, still made news. He was caught on video making a gesture, Tracy, at a fan as he walked off the court in New Orleans. He engaged some DMs with an Instagram user who posted the video explaining his side of the story. Davis said in part, quote, "Some fan disrespected me, said something I didn't like, never disrespected the city, and never will. But of course, they're not going to show what the fan said." Multiple sources told the New Orleans Times-Picayune that the fan did, in fact, provoke Davis. I mean, I don't know. Tracy, how do you think this season is going to be remembered for Anthony Davis?
I'm sure Anthony Davis is ready to get the hell out of New Orleans and go and get ready for the 2019 season. It's just been a dismal season, right? I mean, it's been frustrating for him. This is it's just not his character to have everything in the public like this. A lot of negativity just thrown on fire of his name, and that's just not Anthony Davis. And you know, it's just a lot of frustration, as you can see right there. That's not who he is, to flip off a fan walking off the court like that, and it's just built up in him. I'm sure he's ready to get this over. This is not who he is.
It reminds me kind of a little bit of when Dwight Howard demanded a trade from the Orlando Magic. Even though he ended up having injuries and he struggled later in his career, his Q rating was pretty good at this point. He makes a trade demand, and then he backs off of it, and then he has the whole thing with Stan Van Gundy, with the Diet Pepsi, and he really never recovered from a reputation standpoint from this. And Anthony Davis's reputation was sterling before this season. Okay, his teams didn't always do well, but nobody would have anything bad to say about him. This trade demand and the failure of it has harmed his reputation. Now, we all know there's a man at this table who demanded a trade. We all know that you can come back from that. Chris, this guy right here has demanded trades twice. And he's got a candle, okay? So you can come back from that, but he is going to have to come back from that because right now he's facing it.
Yeah.
Chris Paul, prayer candle, just saying. Mark Stein reporting that David Griffin interviewed for the Pelicans GM job today. Speaking of, so how does that impact Anthony Davis's future?
Well, the most important question I would have for any candidate is, what is your Anthony Davis trade going to be? I obviously know David Griffin very well. I know what he wants in a job. He wants an owner that will back him up and he will let him have control. I think both of the jobs that are really attractive to him would be New Orleans, where they don't have the greatest resources in the NBA, but they let their GM do the work, and they've backed up him. Dell Demps had a long tenure there. Same in Washington. So I think he's going to be a candidate in both places, and he will be a strong candidate in both places. And I think we're going to see him get another GM job in the near future.
Yeah, New Orleans will be lucky to get him.